everyone. How are we doing? Alright, we good? Yeah, let me turn my music down here a minute. How's everybody's week going? How's everybody... Wow. How has everybody been? It's good to see you all. It's good to be live again. I didn't turn my... There we go. Fix that. Yeah, good to be back. I'm sorry I missed Monday. I got, like, horribly sick. I don't know if it was something left over from the vacation or what, but... happy to be back. We're going to be working on BD-1 tonight because I'm feeling Star Warsy. I've been enjoying the Star Wars stuff, so I'm going to continue kind of working with it and playing with it. But otherwise, I hope everyone's doing well. It's good to see you all. If you guys haven't seen my latest post, please go check it out. Make sure you throw it a like because it's I'm pretty happy with it. MGX, how are you doing? It's good to see you. All right, so I think we'll just hop right in. We're back. Good morning. Good morning to you. Hope you're doing well. Let's do this. We're going to find some more chill music because that's too much. Let's find something chill. Thinking White Bat. Thinking White Bat today. Doesn't really matter for Facebook or your Instagram because it's going to block me anyway. Let's see. Chill playlist, synthwave, cool, love it. Down for it. Okay, so yeah, if you guys remember, we started this model back when I did my 12-hour stream, and he's getting there. He's getting pretty close to being done. Is that not smoothed? No, it's not. Okay, now it is. Looks better. Looks better smoothed. In fact, let me just smooth this whole thing because I don't know if it's smoothed or not. There we go, that's better. I know I've got some stuff to fix here and there, but yeah, we're looking pretty good. All right, MGX, how are you doing? I'm gonna pull up my concept window here. This is difficult to do with only 3 monitors. Do this. I unfortunately won't be able to see. You know what? It's fine. I'll just move it up that way. All right. That music is a tad bit loud. There we go. That's better. Cool. Yeah, sorry. Fixed it. All right. That should be a little bit better. There we go. That's better. Okay. Got to get back into the swing of things. It's been a little bit since I've actually done streaming, so got to get back into it. But hope you're all doing well. So yeah, so we're going to work on BD-1. I want to try to see if I can actually finish this model off today and get it UV'd. That would be kind of cool because then I can do a special substance texturing stream at some point. Yeah. So it's looking like right here is where we're going to focus today because we already did this part here. I don't know. Oh, that's an image plane. Just delete that. Don't need that anymore. So things to do. Finish this foot. Duplicate it over. Add any last minute details that I may be missing. I might do something inside here. And then I got to clean up some of this geometry because there should be like a nice swoop curve coming up here along the bottom of the head, and you can see that we just have a lot of like, we have too much geometry going on there, and then this is a completely unsupported. So the head needs a little bit of cleanup work, but otherwise, yeah, we're just gonna keep rolling with it. So let's start looking at this. I'm gonna pull up my concept art. You guys can't really see the concept art, but it's the same stuff I've been working off of. So, okay. Cool, all right. Let's look at this. As always, feel free to ask any questions that you may have, and I will do my best to answer them. So one thing that's kind of different about this guy, and I'm not entirely sure how this like actually works. I don't know if it connects. There's really no like indication on how that connects to the body. It doesn't look like it goes inside the foot or the leg. So I'm gonna press it up against the outer body and call it good. just kind of shape this a little bit differently. Okay. And I'm still using most of what I blocked out just because it makes it a little bit easier and I don't have to restart and remake parts. Let's see here. Cool. All right, so we've got that kind of touching. So looking at this, the way this works, so there's like a little, okay. Got to think about this for a minute here. So we're going to do an insert edge loop here. And then I'm going to actually cut this in half again. Just work on one side of this because I don't want to really deal with too much craziness here. Looking at that, I actually put that in the wrong area. So let's do this. Mesh tools, insert edge loop tool. I've been working on something cool too. So I decided to start building a Stream Deck plugin for Maya users. So at some point in the future here, I'll be launching that, hopefully. So far, I've kind of built out like a whole UV suite. And then I'm kind of working throughout Maya just to grab as many of the hotkeys as I can and turn them into buttons that are easily to understand, and they work pretty well. So it's been kind of cool. I think the concept of the leg is something similar to a bird or chicken. There's only two legs to resist air pushed from the side of the toe backwards. Yeah, that's what I feel like. I wonder how this actually connects to it, but I'm not going to stress over how it connects too much just because I'll waste too much time doing that. Okay, we're just kind of shaping this part here. Let's open my modeling toolkit here. We're going to go to surface slide. Just going to try to kind of shape this the way. Mesh tools, insert edge loop. And then I'm thinking right there. Yeah, there we go. Sanjay, hello, how are you doing? Go a minute to stream. Hi, Roham. Is it Rohamon? Yeah, Rohamon. How are you doing? It's good to see you. I'm glad the notification is making it out. Sometimes I wonder about Instagram just because, like, I don't know how it actually handles its notification systems. Okay, so this needs to be kind of curved. Yes. Hello. Who's messaging me right now? Is that Chris? Is it my mod? Why is my mod messaging me on Facebook? No, not my mod. Different people. What is this? Okay. Read that later. The Flash House, how are you doing? You got industry work. Congratulations. I don't know if you can talk about what you're doing, but if you can, what are you doing? Let's see. So what I want to do is just kind of continue shaping this out. Good man, love seeing your content. Happy I could make it. I'm happy you could make it, and thank you so much. What's the current team's 3 limit in a game ready assets as compared to before? I'm sorry, wait. Oh, tries. What is the current tries limit in game ready assets as compared to before? It kind of depends. It depends on what your project's budget is. So it's kind of like, it's like a general question because there's really no way to easily answer that unless somebody else knows right off the top of their head. But as far as I've always understood, you're kind of given a budget for whatever portion or whatever part you're making or character, and then you go from there. That's the way I understood it anyway. I could be wrong. I don't work in the game industry, so. I am starting to learn a little bit more, though, about game-ready assets because I would like to start playing with Unreal Engine. So that's on my list of things to learn. Now Bifrost, too. Madness, what's up? How you doing? Why'd you start so late? Because I had to eat dinner, my friend. Your boy needed some food. Abhishek, how are you doing? Good morning. Can you make a tutorial on how to model a car? Potentially. It'd have to be a car that I want to actually model. I haven't really been super interested in modeling cars, but it might come at some point. Maybe I'll make that like an exclusive. I'm not really sure. That is something I want to bring up. You guys can now support me on Instagram if you'd like to. You absolutely don't have to, but if you'd like to, you can. I'm working on potentially, hopefully having some like exclusive content soon, but I'm not putting a rush behind that because I'm trying to knock off the rest of the projects that I had before I went on my trip. Okay. Mesh tools, insert edge loop. And then of course Twitch and stuff like that. You can always support me on Twitch. Pull that guy a little bit. Okay, we like that. Okay, yeah, no, I get that. Yeah, yeah. How's she going? Madness, it's going good, man. It's good to be back in the swing of things. How do you manage that? Learning, say, Maya and Unreal, like at the point, which do you pick over the other if you're proficient in both? So, I tend to look at learning things a little bit differently than your standard process would be. Like, right, you sit down, you follow a tutorial, you do your thing. My thing is I like to say, hey, I want to make that. And so I will go through the process, and when I hit something that I don't know, I'll go learn about it. And so when it comes to things like learning new applications, like say Substance Painter, for instance, because that's one I've been working on for a while now, I find it's just easier to think of a project, figure out what the end result that I want is, and work towards that. And when it comes down to it, sometimes that's a little bit easier said than done. Like today, I was struggling really hard with Bifrost, and I've got a lot of learning to do there because I've never touched it before. But it's going to be the same thing juggling Unreal and Maya. And because I'm not going to be using Unreal for the things that I do well in Maya, right? So like I'm not going to model in Unreal, if you even can. I don't know if you can. But I'm mainly looking at Unreal for the virtual production aspect of it, as well as the just the like pure like render house that it is. So that's kind of why I'm looking at it. Got a college project to model something, and I want to model a car, but tutorials are really limited, so I just don't know how to do it. So I know a lot of cars, especially depending on the car. A lot of people will work with NURBS modeling and then convert that NURBS to poly. The reason NURBS is kind of preferred there is because cars have such like sleek curves to them. You can easily achieve that with NURBS modeling and then later convert it into polygon modeling. That's a way that I've seen people do it before. I can't say that I've necessarily done it myself, but the closest thing to a car that I've ever made was a Jeep Wrangler, and I can tell you that was quite the pain. I'm doing freelance in the industry, so I'm going to travel and do it. I leave for Budapest on the first curves, most accurate. Yeah, exactly. That's awesome, Flash House. Congrats. Yeah, cars are one of those things. Like, I've got my Jeep Wrangler that I modeled back when I was in college, and I think I failed that class twice while I was doing the Wrangler, just because, like, I couldn't get the curves right. Like, I couldn't figure it out. And it turned out it was really just because, like, I was kind of, like, approaching it incorrectly. I'll try to keep this flowing the same way it's supposed to be. Okay, so we've got that little divot there. This is, unfortunately, though, supposed to divot inwards. Topology-wise, it's looking kind of dookie, but that's okay. Is this going to work properly? Oh, God, no. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to just play with this. Try to make this work as best as we can. Let's do, am I still, okay. I turn my surface slide back on. Because we want this to look like it belongs as a divot. But yeah, if you guys haven't seen it yet, the lightsaber project is live. I'm super happy with it. I haven't really decided what I want to do with it yet. aside from just having it as like a finished piece. But that one was actually pretty challenging, surprisingly. Let's see. Or you can go piece by piece. Yeah, you can go piece by piece, and I've done that. That's kind of how I did the Jeep. Just again, like the curves, you're bleeding the line between like organic modeling and hard surface modeling. It's kind of strange to think of it that way, but that's kind of what you're doing if you think about it for a car. Because cars have very organic shapes to them. They're not so much like, like what we're doing here. Good morning, Sinu. How are you? Let's see. I got into Unreal for virtual production. I ended up buying a course called Unreal for VFX. My original, I guess, end goal was to model my own assets and then comp them in live footage in Unreal. Yeah, see, that's what I would be more interested in doing. Not so much for the game design thing. I don't think I want to do game design. But I don't know. Maybe I'll fall in love with it. I really don't know. How often do you go into your move tool settings and align to edge versus moving the manipulator freely in the world space? Not as often as I probably should. I tend to model pretty freely. Probably to a fault. But I'm just kind of stuck in my ways that way. I will do stuff like this, though, just to, like, level things out. And if you guys are watching on YouTube, please make sure to like the stream. It helps the algorithm. I know you can't really do that on Instagram. I don't know. Can you do that on Instagram? No, I don't think you can. Instagram kind of took Facebook's live platform and they were just like, let's just shove it in there. Like, comment, and subscribe. You got it, Matt. Madness, how are you doing? How's school going, man? You still enjoying it? Insert edge loop. Want a tad bit more curvature here. Okay, so that's kind of the shape that I'm looking for. And it's also kind of not. But we can adjust that now. Now that we got the general form of it, we can adjust it. Oh. Sometimes the selection in Maya just does not want to work right. Okay. That's more like the concept art. I know you guys can't see it, but do you have any recommendations on which site to use for finding a 3D artist for a small paid project? I mean, Fiverr is probably a pretty good bet. Yeah, I don't know. It just it depends. I know a lot of people who use Fiverr. Yeah, Upwork is another good one. That's true. School's all right. More welding tomorrow. Nice. That's good though. I haven't really played with Upwork at all, so I don't know too much about it to speak on it. But I know I've used Fiverr in the past for other things, non-like 3D related, but stuff I didn't want to actually make myself. Just clean up this topology a little bit here because it's looking kind of gross. Okay, that's better. All right, so we got that part now. So looking at this, there's like this little curved piece. It's just like another chunk down here. So what I'm gonna do, let's just kind of shape this out. And then we're gonna go mesh tools, insert edge loop, add another one here. Vertex. Let's look at the See, this is the problem. The side view like that. Is if I can just get this guy kind of the shape that I want, I'll be okay. Yeah, I was UVing the lightsaber project, and I thought to myself, why do I not have like Stream Deck buttons? And so I decided to build my own. It's been nice. Let's see how you go. Not Fiverr, but need to start YouTube for content to promote. Ah, okay, gotcha. Kind of need a following on Fiverr these days. Interesting. I didn't know that about Fiverr. How long were your flights for your holiday? Well, the ones that we didn't miss. I think in total, each way, it was probably about 12 to 13 hours. If you count like all the flights and layovers and stuff. So not too bad, but also like still kind of painful. All right, so there's that part, which is not as nice looking as I want it to be. Mesh tools. I'm gonna just add an edge loop here, and we're gonna just kind of curve this out a little bit. Okay. That's a little bit better. Damn, okay, I got 10 hours and 7-hour layovers and 12 hours. Oof. Yeah, so on our flight to Croatia, we missed our flight in Atlanta. And because of that, they were able to rebook us, but we ended up having to deal with like a 7-hour layover in, what do you call it? Why am I drawing a blank on the name of that place? Amsterdam. So yeah, we were at Amsterdam's airport for like 7 hours, so that kind of sucked. This rear piece feels too long. I'm wondering, I've got some scaling issues here. I'll work on it. Okay. Yeah, that's actually more like what it should be. Okay. So the last thing we're gonna do here is there's a ridge. I'm gonna pull this ridge out a little bit. And I'm actually going to go and clean that up right there. Don't want these extra faces in here. They will do nothing but cause nightmares. Okay. That's better. Kind of a funky looking piece, but it'll work. I have a layover in Shanghai. I think they have a hotel rooms in the airport. Yeah, so the airport we were at in Paris had hotels on site, which were convenient and weird. But yeah, I would take a hotel over no hotel. So hopefully they have that for you. If not, just find a seat and take a nap. It's kind of what we did. Okay. Take these, move them up a little bit. And then I didn't really think about that, but that structurally will not work. So we're going to delete that. We're going to bridge this guy, bridge you, give that a little bit more space in there. And then as far as detail goes, there really isn't much there, so I'm not going to stress about it really. Mesh tools. I'm gonna go and mirror this guy. Of course, my mirror's backwards. Okay, that's better. Save scene. It will be 1 a.m. when I arrive in Shanghai. Okay, yeah, you're gonna want to sleep for sure. We were lucky when we got in. It was only like, I don't know, like 2 o'clock in the afternoon or something like that. It might have been earlier than that, actually. I don't really remember. The flying part of our trip is very much a blur because it sucked. Can 100% say I do not enjoy flying airplanes anymore. Which is sad because I used to. I'm gonna be so happy if I can get this guy done today. Or at least ready for substance banner. I shouldn't say done. Okay. So we do need some support on the front here. And I'm good with that, aside from what happened there. Oh, okay. My bad. Mesh tools, insert. Just reconnect these real quick. Not leave anything behind, because I'm trying not to have issues that I have to go back and fix. Can you do a pan of the model? Yes, I can. There he is. All his glory. My first character. Key sign phenomenon. I'm watching in the dark corner of YouTube. Nice. That's good. Is it dark over there? Alright, so... Nope, I don't like that. Mesh tools, insert edge. Let's see if that fixes that weirdness. Yeah, that's good. Okay, that looks like a nice, like, pressed metal part. I just want to add one more thing here. Just a nice little bump to add some texture. Mesh tools, insert edge loop. Okay, I'll just kind of add a little bit more detail. I don't want that. Cool. Yeah, much happier with that. How are you? I'm doing good. I'm doing real good. How are you doing, key sign? Why not make the small triangle metal piece you're working on a separate object? Which part? You're talking about this little thing? Mainly because I don't want to deal with it. This guy gets moved up here. Yeah, mainly because I just don't want to deal with it. I'd rather have it one piece. That way texturing comes down. It's just easier. Okay, so now we got to figure out... I wish... Here, let's see. I can do something here. Hold on. I can do this. This way you guys can at least see what I'm kind of working on. Instagram won't be able to, but at least Twitch and YouTube can. Concept window. Let's change you to this screen. This one? Yeah. And if I open that up, you guys should be able to see that. Yeah, it's a little bit better. Okay. That works. Try that out. Cool BG, thank you. Alright. Oh shoot. I minimized Instagram. Okay. Oh god, my Instagram stopped scrolling again. I'm sorry, guys. How often do you go into your move? Let's see, did that one. I'm learning Maya in arena animation and I need help. How do I solve a dent in my Maya model? Wow, I can't speak. So when you're looking at dents, you want to start looking at your edge flow. So you can see, like, if I had a bunch of edges clustered in this one area, it's going to be a lot harder to fix a dent than if you had much more, like, spaced out areas or edge loops. I'm trying to see where I can find, like, a good, like, up here's a good example, right? Like, I've got all this, like, denting up here. You can see that it's not, like, inner denting, but it's denting. It's just because of the way all of these are clustered together. So you really want to focus on your edge flow and clean it up as best you can. Comment and give me an answer, bro. Read full comment. Give me. I'm sorry, Clearwatt. If you're still there, I'm sorry. My Instagram stopped scrolling. 3D modeler. I need freelance work. Try Upwork, was it Upwork? Is that what we were talking about? Right? Yeah, Upwork. Off to yell at kids on Overwatch. Good luck. See you. Flash House. We'll see you later. Okay. I'm caught up on Instagram now. "3D modeler, what do you need help with?" Okay. I think I'm caught up on everything. Perfect. Will you rig the robot? I might. I might at least do it for posing. Maybe for animation. I haven't really decided. Okay, so this guy needs to be smaller. And we need to center that because that's just too... Okay. I'm going to cut it in half. Mesh tools, insert edge loop. No, that's fine. Delete. I need to find a better solution for Instagram chat because it does not keep up for you. All right. So first things first, we're going to quad this out real quick. Delete that guy. And then do this, boom. Add a division. Vertex. Target weld these guys. Escape. Okay, there we are. Face. So looking at this, the way this kind of comes in, it like kind of like bevels out a bit. Straightness. Drabber Kitty, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the Underground. How are you? How'd you find us tonight? Alright, so we're gonna scale this guy down. It's looking pretty good. Alright, so mesh tools, insert edge loop. We're gonna just create some of these little inset details. Pull this guy out. Marsha, thank you for the biddies. How are you doing? It's good to see you. It's been a hot minute since I've been able to talk to you. Are you enjoying the hot weather? I'm not. So I had a really bad time. Oh my god! Thank you for the shout out, Chris.
What the fuck happened?
It's windy AF up there. That sucks.
What the literal fuck happened?
That's no fun. I think I need...
Did Matt die?
No, he's up.
Oh, you know what? There's like an issue there. Let's see. Let's fix this real quick. There we go. Had a little bit of weird stretching going on there. All right. Windy AF. That's too bad it's windy. It hasn't been too windy over here. It's just been hot and kind of like gloomy. All right. So I think I've got that kind of good. Mesh. I'm gonna mirror this guy again in the positive this time as an object. Okay. Thank you for your modly duties, Mr. Chaotic. Who, if you guys didn't know, my wonderful mod and wonderful friend Chris of the Chaotic Seekers is doing a cooking stream this week. I'm very excited for him. I can't wait to watch it. Okay. So this is very oddly shaped. Also, I'm thinking I'm going to model that piston first. So this is a weird little piston too. It's kind of like... I can see what they were trying to do there, but it's missing some details that are necessary. It is! It's Madness's birthday tomorrow. Happy early birthday, Madness. Stop trying to get people to not give you a happy birthday. All right, so this is a very funky looking. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Oh god, I've never made a piston this way, and I kind of like hate it. But if I'm looking at it from this way, we're going to... Wow. I'm like turned around. Hold on. Getting my brain to get back into like 3D mode has been actually quite difficult. I was trying so hard the first couple of days when I got back to like just really sit down and focus, and I could not like do it. Wrath, I had a question. Do you also make sure your model doesn't crash in smooth mode 3? Yeah, so the way I kind of handle modeling is once I finish a part, I'll smooth mode it, or I'll smooth preview it basically with 3, and I'll just leave it that way. I won't actually finally smooth this model until I pull it over into Substance Painter. Madness is joining the 30 club. Madness, I have to give you props. That anime that you gave me a recommendation to watch has been fantastic, and I've been enjoying the hell out of it. And I'm sad that I'm approaching a point on season 2 that I will have to wait for episodes. Alright. So, I don't even know if this is a piston, to be honest with you. I don't know what this is. It's like it's a piston at heart, but I don't really know. Because it's like tapered. I don't really get it. But I guess we'll just work with it. I'm not tapering it that much. I refuse. Welcome to Dirty 30s. We're gonna do one of these every like 3, I think. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Beautiful. All right, so we're gonna extrude these. Pull them in. They need to be kind of... Yeah, sure. I tell you guys I didn't like this? Because I don't. I also put those too high up. Mesh tools, insert edge loop. There needs to be actual room for that. 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Perfect. Much better. And I'm gonna actually do this instead. That way we leave that kind of open. Okay. And then from here, I can do my little hole thing. Mesh tools, insert edge loop. Okay. Do I need to add this much detail? Absolutely not. Am I going to? You bet. Because I hate myself. Except that's a problem. Alright, I just straightened that one out, so let's straighten this one out. Let's see. Old farts. Can you please explain the ACEs workflow? I'm not necessarily sure what that is. The ACEs workflow. I haven't heard of that. I think it's a rotation constraint for the heel. It handles like some sort of like shock absorption from what I could tell. Maybe, I don't know, maybe it is like a locking point. I don't know. It's definitely interesting. And I'll probably ignore it when I rig it. I love the emote, Marsha. That's awesome. How did you animate that? What did you animate that in? Sir, I'm totally confused with UV maps. What are you confused about with UV maps? I do get that they can be confusing. That's actually not what I wanted. Okay, there we go. BRB. All right, key sign. You're welcome. You were going to rig it? Yes, probably. Maybe. I wouldn't expect like a crazy rig out of this. Like, I am not a rigging artist by any means, so like I wouldn't expect anything amazing. That is a skill set that I have very much ignored for the longest time. Completely on purpose. Rigging is one of the most frustrating things, and I do not enjoy it. I guess I'm just going to kind of do this. I don't really... I'm just going to call this good. Hello, sir. Can you jump on ZBrush? Not currently, no. I'm currently not paying for it. That tends to be the first software that I stop paying for when I'm not using it, so, because it's kind of pricey. Mesh tools, insert edge loop. But why do you ask if I can jump on ZBrush? Out of curiosity. Nope. That was off. Okay. Mesh tools, edit mesh, circularize. Let's fix this stupid rotation on these. I don't understand why it twists those like that every single freaking time. Oh no. For texturing. I don't do texturing in ZBrush. I actually do texturing in Substance Painter. Are you trying to do your UVs in Substance Painter or ZBrush? I don't think you even can in Substance Painter, honestly. Let's see. Mechanical rigging tends to be simpler than organic rigging, not near as much weight paying involved, if any. Sometimes it can be automated. No, absolutely. I much prefer mechanical rigging over like organic. Organic rigging makes me want to just like bash my machine in. Yeah, man, I understand at a certain point, but man, getting the bone wrong or bad parenting, everything goes to hell. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, rigging is so unforgiving, and so if you're not just like saving every 10 seconds, like you make one mistake and it's like game over and you have to start over. Which is why I never really got into it. But I do know enough about it. I just haven't I haven't dedicated my time to it. I am getting to the point here though where I'm probably going to stop dedicating so much time to like modeling and focusing on some other stuff. Just because I think I'm getting to a point where I'm comfortable in doing that. Still going to be doing like teaching stuff. Like don't worry about that. But I want to try some new things that I haven't done in a long time. Okay. That's fine, except for that. And the other thing is that I just don't... I'm not a huge fan of the fact that that looks like it's just connecting. So we're just gonna zoop that up there. Mesh tools, insert. That is a technical term, zooping. Will that make it hard to UV? You bet. Okay. Well, that's as good as I think it's going to go. Trying to do UV unwrapping in Maya. Okay, so is there a specific... Wow, that is... Oh, no, JK. Is there a specific, like, task with UV mapping that you're stuck with? Like, what is it you're having a hard time understanding with UV mapping? And I can try to help you there and give you an example. Because it can be so, like, general, like... I can help with UV, but I gotta know what your issue is. Just, make that right there. Make it a little bit bigger. Because it's actually pretty flush with that thing. That's pretty good. Okay with that. I think that's too long, though. That's better. One day can either do a portfolio review seminar or live streaming. So I've been thinking about doing stuff like that. I haven't decided what I really want to do yet. If I want to do it like live, or if I want to do that as like a kind of like a more like in-person thing in like either Discord or as a what do you call it, an exclusive on Instagram. So I do plan on doing stuff like that at some point, but I'm honestly trying to build my portfolio up a bit more before I start telling other people what to do with theirs. So that'll be something that comes a little bit later. Didn't wrap a BD-1 part you just did, or that leg part. Okay, you want me to... All right, so let me pick something that's not going to take an asinine amount of time. So we'll do this toe, right? Or this foot. So if I take this guy right now, assign a new material to it, we'll just do a Lambert. Material attributes. So I'm going to change this guy to a file. We're going to load up my 2K UV file. Why using the slice tool, not the beveling tool? I tend to not use the beveling tool too much because I'd rather have like control over my edges, but I do use the beveling tool. All right, so we got this guy. Let me turn on my texture. So you can see there's our issue, right? So we're all stretched. So if I open UV, actually we'll do it this way so you all can see it. And then let's change this to, I know you can do it. Yeah, UV editor. Okay. So you can see the UV's just not very kosher looking right now. So what I'll generally do is I'll look at it, I'll go UV, do a camera based. That's going to give you your nice starting point. And then from here, I'll look and just decide like, how is it that I want this to unfold? So I want to reduce the amount of seams if possible, or at least keep them as small as possible. So I'm going to look at these corners here. I'm going to grab each one of these corners up into the point where I want it to unfold, which needs to go a little bit higher. And so I've grabbed my first ones there. So what I'll do is I'll go into the UV panel, do cut sew, and just cut them. I usually use my Stream Deck for this because I've got a bunch of tools that I built onto my Stream Deck, which I'll be releasing at some point for you guys. But so there's that part. So the other thing I'll do is I will isolate. So I've only got this part to work on. So we have this little indent in here, right? We don't really need to worry about this. We'll take this entire thing and we will slice this. And then I'll select my UV shell, which I just cut. And then a neat tool you can do, or a neat thing you can do is, so when you have one of your shells selected, you can hit Shift I and it's going to isolate everything, but it's still going to show you what you're working with. So you can see very clearly, like, this is what I've isolated, this is what I'm working with. And then from here, I'll just go in here and select the pieces that I need to cut it. And then just make sure you're deselecting anything on your actual main UV. And then I will just do Shift X, or you can go up here, cut so, whatever you want to do. And then select your UVs, do Control U. You can see how that unwraps nice and flat. You don't have too much skewing. That gives you a perfect result. And then we'll just Shift I back. Shift I back.
What the hell is even that?
Sharky, hello, how are you? Going to go off and recheck my computer, be back. All right, Chris, we'll see you in a bit. And then from there, what we'll do, so I'm looking at these as I want these to cut off. So I'll take these, select everything around them. And you know, this isn't a perfect way to do this. There are probably better ways to hide these seams, but I'm trying to give you an example quickly. So I'll do the same thing over here. You can also split your models in half and do one side and then just duplicate them over or mirror them over. That's another way to kind of make this process a little bit faster for yourself. But all I'm doing is going through here and selecting these edge loops that I want to cut. This is the pre-planning process of this. This is where you need to actually establish like where you want your cuts. Okay, so we'll do Shift X, UV shell. I'm going to grab both of these guys, move them off. And so basically just think about it as like you're going through, you're cutting your model apart, you're pulling pieces off, and then you're looking at those individual pieces and you're starting to cut them down as much as you possibly can. Morning, how are you doing, Reality Portal? So what we're going to do is we're going to focus on this shell again. So I'm going to select that, Shift I. And so I have to decide where I want this to unfold. I already made those front two cuts, so I'm going to select these guys, and then I'm going to select everything on the bottom. Just make sure you grab everything that you need. And then the one thing I'm going to leave is I'm going to leave this front part attached because this is where I want the fold to actually happen. So Shift X, so grab my shell, Control U. Control U. There we go. So you can see how that unfolded. We've got that nice looking part now. There's really no like stretching or any issues there. It just really requires you to take a look at it and actually start pre-planning your stuff. But that's how I kind of go about cutting things and UVing them. Just really, it's just a lot of planning. So I hope that helps you a little bit there, Sai. I can also see that I've got some UV stretching going on there, so I'll have to fix that. But that's for a later thing. I'm going to turn my materials off now. Sign, system material, standard surface. Okay, and we're going to get out of this mode. Why is that highlighted? Oh. Gotcha. Yes, sir. Totally understood. Thank you for the explanation. Absolutely. I'm going to do a more in-depth video on my YouTube for UV mapping because I've done some basic ones. So I think something a little bit more advanced might be more helpful to you guys. So I'll try to do something like that alongside the finalizing the fan tutorial. Hero Honda Splendor Cryptic Visionary is Thunder. Welcome in, Surya. How are you doing? Road Stark and the size of the islands. Yes. I'm okay. I'm exhausted. Why are you so tired, Sharky? Alright, so this was modeled incorrectly, which is fine. We're gonna just fix it here. Yeah, sure. Delete that. I'm going to slide this guy in. And then I want this to be straightened. Gotta think about this logically here. But I'm glad that helped you, Sai. Actually did the same model BD-1. I'll start unwrapping it now. Nice. If you guys aren't in the Discord, make sure you join the Discord. We're got a lot of people sharing their art in there and asking for critiques and things like that, so it's pretty cool. It's cool to see everybody posting things. Oops. That's right. That doesn't work that way. Why would it? Alright, so I'm going to take this guy and sink it down lower. Just to give me that nice show. Isolate view selected. Okay. So, mesh. What am I doing? Modify. Line that guy up. I'm just going to lift this up now. Continue working on that. Can you update your PC specs in the description box? Which one? On YouTube? Do I have my PC specs on the description box? Pre-planning, yeah, absolutely, Reality God. They make the UV and color. The UV and color I generate from a website called, here, I'll pull it up for you guys. I'll send a link in chat. UV checker. Control Z. That's what I use. It's just a texture, so it creates a 4K to 2K resolution image that you can apply to your models. You can't actually change the color in Maya. It is actually a file that you have to download. Actually, let's see. Catching up. Cool. I don't think I have PC specs in the description, do I? Let me see. It's a fair point, because I don't know if I do. Also, can I not watch myself live? Oh no, I have to go in my other browser to watch myself live. Oh, why would YouTube want me to do that? Alright, let me mute that. My description. I don't really have anything in my description. That's a fair point. I could probably put my specs somewhere. But if you're interested, I have a Ryzen 3900X, 64 gigs of RAM, and an RTX 3070 GPU. That's what I run. I am hoping to upgrade that at some point because I'm starting to run into slowness, and I'm not a fan of slowness. Especially when I was working with Bifrost today, it was not a good time. Not fun. Okay. So this is... I pretend that I know how this connects, but I'm gonna try to... Oop. Nope. Don't do that. Let's move this guy just so that's straightened. Try to be as accurate as I can be. Sometimes it's not super possible. Mesh tools, insert edge loop. So we'll just do this. And then what I'm going to do... Mesh tools, insert edge loop. This is a really stupid way to do this, so I don't recommend doing it this way, but it's going to work for what I need it to do. There we go. All Alright, so now we've got that nice little foot snappy action thingy. The only problem is that if that rotates up, it's gonna clip, so we're gonna fix that. So we'll pull this guy in a little bit, and I'm gonna take this edge and just slide it. That way we have a little bit more freedom there. We must try new Arnold with NVIDIA 4000 series. I would love to get a 4000 series. It's on my list to do. That's still gonna clip, but it won't be as bad. Yeah, Arnold has been pretty good on the 3070, but I'm interested to see how it works on a better card. But unfortunately, all I have access to is a 3070 and a 2070. And like 3 1660s, because those are my budget cards I buy. Ooh, what did I do? I grabbed something I shouldn't have. My bad. Why are you not? Okay. Well, that's not going to really do all that much for me, so that's okay. Alright. So let's pull you closer. Same here. Really, I want to like maintain that, but I also want it to close. Okay. Cool. Okay, so there's this nice like divot detail. So mesh tools insert. We're gonna go ahead and create that real quick. Yeah, this will work fine. Okay. It's actually a lot less tilted than it was supposed to be. Okay. Cool. The other thing is we've got this like little like horseshoe texture here. Hugs for Sharky. Hugs for Sharky. Absolutely. It's unbelievable. Yeah, I'd like to try it. I'll grab one at some point. I was kind of hoping the 5 series would come out at some point here, but it's looking like NVIDIA's holding off. For the time being anyway, which is annoying to say the least, but with the abomination that was their last launch, I get it. Do I want to do this way? I don't really think. It'll be okay. Issue is that needs to be actually further out. So I need to add another one. Okay, mesh tools. Just add an edge loop up here to stop it. And then looking at this guy, it kind of like dips in the back here. So we'll just add that little detail. Okay, cool. Your detailing is too good for that BD-1. Thank you. I'm like bad about detailing things because like I go a little too far with it, but I appreciate it. That's also why I just don't think I would do very well in a game environment, just because I really like detail. so there's like this little, this is where I kind of screwed up. So I gotta make things right here. Actually, honestly, looking at this, I'm doing this entirely wrong. But do I want to spend the time to fix it? Is the bigger question. I kind of do. All right. Well, let's get as close to it as possible, I guess. And then I'm going to do a bridge. Yeah, I think I probably add detail to a fault. The Vader saber that I posted today, that was a fun one because that was my first time like adding like dirt and stuff to a model just to like make it look used and old. So that was fun. Looks super clean. Thank you so much. Wasim, I'm working on BD-1 from Star Wars, The Last Jedi, or not Last Jedi, but what was the name of the game? I don't know, there's two of them. Fallen Order. Jedi Fallen Order. I think that might be the second one. You should join Rockstar Games. They would love to have you. Yeah, I don't know about gaming. Or game design anyway. Not for me anyway. For other people it's great, but I've never been super interested in it. I think, alright, mesh tools. Thank you so much for the follow on Twitch, Wasim. Is it Wasim or Wasim? I hope I'm not getting that wrong. Correct me if I am, please. I'm gonna make that a separate piece because I don't care to actually like do that. Face, we're just gonna extrude this guy, and this kind of loops up around here, so we'll stop it. I don't think I'm gonna stop it actually. I'll go all the way through. And then what I'll do is I'll just take this guy and slightly pull it back. That way there's some clear distinction there. So we're getting that shape in there nicely. The only issue that I'm having now is I'm not liking that. So I need that one. But do I need that one? All of these are remotely important. Where are they? Hold on. Mesh tools. Delete edge vertex. Let's do some magic here. No, because that'll create a triangle. How do I want to terminate that? Because that goes all the way through the model, and that's going to cause me... I mean, I don't really have to. Think about this. Because I can pull this guy forward. And just see if I can... just take this geometry and kind of move it. That's one thing you can do. If you're dealing with like trying to figure out how to delete an edge loop, see if you can just pull it. That way you can decrease the amount of pinching that you've got. And see, that solved my issue right there. I need that, but I'm going to do the same thing here. That gives you a much more curved looking surface. How do you prevent non-planar faces? I just try really hard to prevent them, but sometimes they do happen. It's just, it kind of comes down to going through and just making sure that like things are connecting the way they need to. My biggest issue that I have, and I'll probably find an example of it somewhere here, maybe not on this model, but like I always get those loops of geometry that go through the model, and I still have yet to find an easy way to fix those. Yes, correct. All right, perfect. You more interested in VFX production or modeling? I'm more interested in VFX production, yes. But that tide is changing because of Unreal Engine, so I really don't know anymore. Like, I do want to do VFX work, but it's kind of becoming another thing that Unreal takes care of, so that's why that's so high up on my list to learn. Okay. Alright, so we're pretty good there, aside from that. So show isolate view selected. So what we need to do is I'm going to take these. Just kind of spread these guys out and get them out of the way. Okay, that's better. And we need to make like a little loop. So for this guy, I'm actually going to take this guy and pull it over a little bit more. We'll extrude this out. And honestly, think about this. Yeah, that should be okay. Because like I'd like to take this. I wonder, let's see how this works. This is kind of non-standard, but what's it gonna do? Circularize. Ooh, that's something. I mean, it does work in a terrible kind of way. Let's do surface slide. Let's just clean this up a little bit here. As best as I can, at least. Just pull that in. Delete that. Delete these faces. Whoa, let's not delete all that. Delete. Edge. Ooh. Oh. Off. Ooh, I'm getting to the point where I can't see through my model anymore. That's a good point to be at, though. Will there be a difference moving to Unreal when it comes to modeling? I couldn't tell you because I've never done modeling in Unreal, so I'm not really sure. If you're interested in VFX, FuseFX is taking general applications right now. That's good to know. I might have to look at that. I'd be curious. I'd be real curious about that. Thanks for letting me know, Connor. Okay. I'm also at that point as like an artist where I'm like, I don't know if I have a portfolio that's good enough to go. Like, I don't have a portfolio that's good enough to apply for jobs yet. Getting there. I wish I would have spent more time developing and building one instead of just kind of screwing around. But that's kind of why I'm doing what I'm doing now. Like, I am rush projects. I'm doing like rush projects, but as high quality as I can anyway. Like the Vader Saber that went live today, that was done in about, I don't know, 5 days. Technically started that when I was leaving the country. Is that gonna work? Oh, it actually did work. Circularize for me, please. Why? Why can't we just have normal geometry when that happens? That's fine. Okay, so want to now potentially smooth this. Where did those edge loops go? In places I don't want them. So, let's see what we get here. Nope, that's not right. Okay, got a little bit of distortion to work with. Might as well model it in Maya and export to Unreal. That's kind of the idea. It's kind of the way I look at it, honestly. This needs to be kind of... Alright, where are my issues right now? So, that is fine. It actually just needs a little bit more support. So we'll add one there. That should give that nice cut. It does. That edge loop right there is kind of just useless, so we're going to get rid of it. These guys are needed, so I'm not going to touch them. Getting better here. I need to actually support this guy. Where does that go? Yeah, I'd rather not. But that's actually okay. Except for that pinch. That pinch is not okay. So a lot of times I'll just come through here and instead of like deleting these, if I don't need to, I'll just clean up the way they kind of merge at the bottom. Because it'll fix that pinching issue. And no pinch. Or a very little pinch anyway. Super hard to tell from far away too. Which is nice. Alright, so pretty good there. I'm going to leave that for now. We'll clean that up once we're done. Mesh, mirror, positive direction. Ooh, that did some funkiness right there. Oh, shoot. There's a reason it did that. I didn't delete that face. Mirror, mirror on the wall. Fix my part. Thank you. Cool. And then last but not least, nope. Mesh tools, insert edge loop tool. I'm really surprised insert edge loop doesn't have a hotkey. Maybe it does and I just don't know what it is. Unreal doesn't really do modeling at all. It has primitive system, but see, and that's what I thought I understood about it, was it didn't actually handle modeling. Because most everyone I know goes from Maya or Blender to Unreal. Okay. Alright, so here we go. Show isolate view selected. I'm super excited because I ordered new parts to fix my chair tomorrow. Because one of my wheels busted out of the socket when my dog tugged on her leash too hard and ripped it out. So I'm pretty happy that I'm going to have a more than functional chair tomorrow. Okay. Because I have to be careful where I move. Hello, Requisance. How are you doing? I feel like that should have been bigger. Because the way that's looking... Let's see, modify, center pivot. Yeah, that needs to be larger. Oh, fun. Okay, so what can I do? Epic is working on an in-engine animation authoring system and kind of rigging tool, but they're both in beta. Oh, interesting. I didn't know that. Yeah, honestly, I can't speak much to Unreal. I've watched all the demos, and it's super neat, but I have no idea how to use it. But it's becoming so prominent in like the virtual production space that it's something I really need to learn. Even though I don't have like my own, you know, LED wall or anything, but still good to know. Plus, when you're going for jobs, like the best thing to do is just have as many apps under your belt as possible. Apps that you actually know how to use. Like, don't be like, oh yeah, I used Photoshop once. Definitely have a good understanding of what you're doing. But it's also only been like 4 months since I made the decision that I'd actually kind of be okay with working in the industry now. So still trying to figure out where my feelings are there. Mazadar, how are you doing? Hello. Good to see you all over on Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch tonight. Doesn't mean I know a ton about it, but I can use it to make a game prototype. Well, that's good. Hard surface is really hard. I can't manage the topology of a model. It can be difficult. It is a pain. Keep this in mind, though. As long as your topology isn't horrid, it seems like the general thought process around it now is that it doesn't matter as much as it used to. Don't use that as an excuse to not learn it, but from a couple people I've talked to, there's been conversations about like how it's not necessarily the biggest thing in the world, except for when you're talking about like organic modeling, because you still have to follow like the contours and everything like that, and you don't want to screw that stuff up. I know that just jacked up my circle a little bit there, but okay. I can work with that. Been using Unreal since UE4 went free back in 2015. I kept up with it for the most part. Nice. Do you primarily use Maya outside of Unreal, Connor? I know my buddy does a lot of like lighting and stuff, and some work in Unreal. But I know even he has like a couple of times been like, yeah, I don't really use it all that much. But if I am to learn a game engine, I want it to be Unreal, because that's what it's being used for the most part. I think I can get away with copying this and being a cheater. I can. And I will. What did I select that I shouldn't have? Oh, I didn't select things. Nice. And delete. I haven't personally used Maya more than once or twice in a long time. Oh, I gotcha. Then that organic modeling is where quads matter because it has to deform. But in hard surface, tris and gons don't matter. Yeah, as long as it's not like actually affecting the flow of your geometry, it really doesn't matter. But if you're going for a job, they're going to want to see you be able to, like, you know, resolve those issues, or at least work with them and figure out how to get through the problems. So it's not something that you want to just completely ignore. I don't know if that's going to do anything. Yeah, it actually kind of did. Okay. That's going to be an issue. I can call it right now. Honestly, I think I might just shift the front foot up a little bit. Did I finish the front toe? I don't think I finished any of this. I got ahead of myself. Abhishek, how are you doing? Okay, so this last piece is thankfully super simple. I do need to kind of, yeah. We'll just add enough to give a little bit of working room there. Offset. Cool. All right, awesome. Spent a lot of time training my topology sense. I'm still learning to get stuck on how to work out weird shapes and intersections. Yeah, topology, I'll be fully honest, like topology's a bitch. I am not a huge fan of it. Like there's just so much that can go wrong so quickly. And then you're like trying to figure out, like it's one of the reasons why I've been taking so long to do that stupid ship. Because that thing's topology just drives me up the wall. And I know it's my fault, but it's just a pain to figure it all out. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to sink this down a bit. Actually, kind of entirely. Okay. Strip that guy out. Delete these faces. Yeah, topology is one of those things that, like, it's taken me a while to get really good at it, and, like, I'm still terrible at it. Why did we do this? It's fine. Keep that guy thin. Okay. There's tools, inserts. We're just going to try to round this out a little bit. Sure. You can tell I'm super confident in that. Yeah. It's slightly better. Pretty hidden. Doesn't really matter. Super satisfying when you create a clean uniform topology, but dang, can it take? Yeah, it can. And like, I think that's where I get really frustrated. Especially if I start getting looping throughout my model. It's just like, I want to throw my mouse into my screen. But just like anything else, practice makes perfect. Alright. Do I care that this is perfect? Absolutely not. Cool. Mesh. Mirror. Positive. Okay, cool. Might just need to be a little bit of adjustment needed there. And there's like this little thing. Mesh tools, we'll just do an offset. All right. I was going to add like a bunch of detail to the bottom of the feet, but then I decided that I don't want to spend the time doing that. So it's not happening. Cool. And that's not smooth currently. Okay, there we go. All right. Not bad. Post my work on critiques. I need help on that. All right, let me take a look. Represents. UV solve for this model. Eventually, I UV the toe. But I'm still modeling right now, so let me take a look at Discord here. Let's see. Restored surface model, been working on a month, still can't figure out the topology. The walkie-talkie, it looks like. I mean, aside from some edge loops that don't belong in certain places, it looks like you're doing okay. I'd have to look at this a little bit more in depth, but topology-wise, I mean, you're doing all right. You definitely have a lot of edge loops, maybe some that might be unnecessary, but that's something you can clean up in the end. But as far as like the grate goes, the only thing that I would say is that with a model like that, the grate itself doesn't necessarily need to be integrated with the model unless your goal for this project is to have it all in one piece, which is entirely possible. But if you can save some edge loops and some polygons, you could separate that mesh piece. That might be an option for you. But that's my 2 cents on that one. Okay, so we've done that. I don't have anything. Okay, so what I want to do is fix this, because this is just, it's too low now. And this needs to be sitting proper. So, what happened here? Excuse you. Why is that selected? What is selected over here? Oh, okay. All right, let's just fix the way the foot's actually sitting. That's about right. Make sure that didn't trash anything. It really didn't, so we're good there. So that foot's now level with itself, which is great. So let's look at this now. So the only thing I really need to do is just add a little bit of detail on how this connects, which we can easily do. Let's do this actually. Just delete half of it. Don't like doing more than I have to. Okay. too bad, not too bad. Let's pull this through. Stop it right about there. Mesh tools, insert edge loop. Boom, boom, and right there. Vertex, drag to the top, drag to right there. It's not going to be perfect, but it'll be close. Okay. I just need to add like one more face there. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Alright, that's better. How many limit of model edges? What do you mean, Seren? You asking like what my polygon limit is for this? I don't have one. Trying to make sure all the loops flow perfectly. I mean, in general, you're doing pretty good. You're terminating edge loops that are in clusters properly. And everything's honestly flowing really well. I think the only thing that I see that's weird, and I don't know if this is like a button on the bottom of it, but you have this like one little edge loop going through what are these like kind of like diagonal loops on the button. I'm not sure what that little loop is for. But otherwise, I mean, your topology is looking really clean. Yeah, I had a feeling that was going to happen. So here's the problem now, is if I smooth that, what's that going to do? Oh, I didn't do anything. Cool. Beautiful. All right. Mesh, mirror. Boom. It's been a minute, so I'm going to save. Sweet. This is also the old leg, so that needs to go. Actually, honestly, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to... I had that there for reference anyway. I'll just copy it back over. After I make sure this guy's good to go. I know I've got some weird... Got some weirdness up here somewhere. I was looking at it a while ago. 3. Show isolate view selected. First of all, that's like closing on that. I need yeah, that's what I figured. Head now for the night. Enjoy the rest of your stream. Madness, have a wonderful night, buddy. I'll see you soon. What's been bugging me for the longest time is whether the grid topology is better for animation or following shapes, contours. It's driving me nuts. There's no quick way to test it. I guess it depends, because like contours you want, especially if you're talking like facial animation, like you want to follow the contours. So I don't know. That's definitely a tough question. I guess it's going to be just dependent on what it is you're doing. Can you make creature modeling live? I will at some point. I'm not a creature modeler by any like extent. It's something I want to do eventually, but I am not one right now. If you guys want to see a cool creature model, head on over to my buddy Jared Chavez. He works in the game industry and he does a lot of creature modeling and character modeling. He has some amazing work. Okay, so we're... So that's... Okay, mesh tiles. This is creating a pinch, though. No, you're not going to work for me that way? What about edge slide, huh? Ah, perfect. Excuse... Oh, okay. Yeah, it's not going to give me the result that I want it to. I suppose that pinch isn't the worst. I think I can live with it. Just kind of going through this right now and making sure that I don't have any like weirdness. And I do in some areas. That's of course going to go all the way through the freaking model. I only want that portion, so let's just deselect all of that. Let's round that out a tad bit. Okay, that's better. All right. I feel like that's better. That's matching up with everything, so that's good. You modeling this for rig and animation? Eventually, yes. I'm thinking of organic character topology mostly, particularly the body. Yeah, so that's where I know you would want to like really focus on it. I guess it just depends there. Familiar with standard loop sets for face, but same guidelines don't apply as much to the body. I know they kind of do in your like pinch zones with like elbow and like underneath the armpit. So like there's some areas in there where you want to focus on that. But yeah, you're right. As you get further down the body, it doesn't matter as much. You said you posted some more. Oh, okay, I see. I see what you did there. I mean, honestly, if I were you looking at that button thing that you've got there, requisites, I would probably try to get rid of some of those interior edge loops and just boil it down to one. But other than that, man, I mean, your configuration's pretty solid. Like, your edge flow is looking really well. I don't see anything aside from a couple like pinching corners that jumps out to me as like a bad thing. But it looks like you're well on your way. All right. So for the first time, we're going to select all of this guy. Except for... Is that just... Okay, cool. All right. Edit. I'll just combine it for now. No, let's not do that. Edit group. Modify center pivot. No, actually. Control D. Scale this way. Bam. File, save scene. Alright, so. Let's clean this thing up a bit. Edit, delete by type, history. Okay, so those transforms are frozen. We're good there. All right, cool. I'm back. Just did a quick cleaning and connection check on the PC. Is everything okay? Better now? Are we good? That's... I swear there was stuff that I modeled that should be there. Oh, you know, I remember. I had a crash. I remember. No, see, I wanted that size. That's right. Well, the only way to easily fix that is just to be like that. Okay. Cool. Well, BD-1's coming along. After what happened last night, I wanted to make sure nothing was loose, and I did revert to the update. Windows 11 made it stupid. What did it do? I mean, fair, Windows 11 is terrible, but it's better than some of its rivals. Okay. I'm trying to think of where else I noticed. Aha, right there. I've got this weird stretching going on that I don't like. Insert edge loop. That's kind of weird. Multicut. Nothing a little multicut can't fix. Is there an Ngon right there? There sure is. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I gotta fix that real quick. I see why it failed. All right, there's the problem. There's your issue. Actually, instead of jacking that up that way, let's do this. Okay. Much better. Okay, so now I just have minor stretching, which is acceptable because I can fix that. Right, how does that look? That's much better. That's more clean anyway. It's got a little bit of a weird... It's got some weirdness going on there. I don't really know about that. Oh, wow, look at that. Any of this else separated? No, that's all good. Okay. Sometimes the weird things that you find after you've finished a model and you're just like, oh, why is that broken? Because nobody knows. It's like PokeShark because he hates Windows 11. Sometimes, man, I don't blame him. Sometimes I get really upset with it. Alright, so I've got a lot of fixification to do to the head here. And it's going to be a pain for sure, especially because I modeled this the way I did. Honestly think I would have been better off leaving this as a separate part, because it's kind of what I decided to do over here. Overall, though, I'm pretty happy with it. Let's see. I'm going to look at the body here first. So we've got some stuff to fix here. Show isolate view selected. Alright, so I want to keep all of that pinched close together. But what I want to do is move this out. Do I want to move that out or in? Out. Okay. That kind of resolves that. That smooths that kind of flex out there. That I want to be sharp. Let's look at the body here. Got the general shape right. The front, though, has some problems. And I think most of it could be attributed to the fact that I just have this too low. So let's do this. Show, isolate, be selected. So we'll just do some general shaping on this guy. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Why? I just want to delete half of you. Okay. Alright, so there we go. So this is what we're going to fix right now, which is trying to just kind of shore this up here. To better match the reference. Oops, turn that off. Which kind of sucks, honestly, because I kind of need that there. I mean, that's not necessarily true. I don't. Okay. That's better aside from that pinching. Hmm. Okay. Same thing there. Tips for modeling. What kind of tips? What are you looking for? I have a bunch of tips available. I got tips for days. I suppose one of my recent character model attempts in the Discord would be... Oh yeah, absolutely. Let me check it out 1 second. Just trying to give myself a little bit of wiggle room here. Better. Slowly becoming less noticeable. VLR Gunner? Yeah, VLR Gunner. If you have some specific tips that you want, let me know. Discord was Discord. Oh, okay, nice. Base mesh. Months ago. Okay, yeah. I've been there. I've deleted many things that I wish I didn't delete. Yeah, so you've got really good edge flow on that. Way better than I would have done. But I'm not an organic modeler, and there are reasons why I'm not an organic modeler. No, it's looking great. That sucks that you deleted it. That's a bummer. Did you start it again, or are you just kind of taking a break from it? Why is that so like... Oh, because I never... Like a fool. Never actually supported it. Ew. What in the world happened down here? See, this is the stuff you find that you're like, why is this? Why? Oh, man. That's all funky. Okay, let's just delete a bunch of this junk and figure out where to go from here. I hate to delete that, but I bet you this was because when I saved it, I didn't clear the history, and Maya 2025 is stupid and did something dumb. Okay. I bet you that's exactly what happened. Oh, crap. All right. Is this going to let me bridge that? No. That was too much. I put too much hope into that. What a pain. I was thinking I could just like sew these together, but I kind of want that edge loop to stay in there because it's going to keep it from folding in on itself when it gets smoothed. Okay. Better. Hello, Shyam. How are you doing? Took a break from it to work on a more complex, complete, organized character project for a 3D animated movie I'm writing. Nice. That's cool. How do you add support loops when there is a circle in the middle? Circle in the middle. Oh, you mean like if I were to like add an edge loop like going across like this? Is that what you mean, Requisance? There's a funky setup going on here. I tried to do movies for a while on my own. Well, not on my own, but like with groups of people. And it failed miserably every single time. So best of luck to you, Connor. Okay. That's better. I have solved my problem. Now, if I smooth it, it looks right. Well, save scene. Yeah, if you guys are using Maya 2025, the best advice I can give you is to delete your history and freeze your transformers before you save. Should probably drink water. Water is kind of important. Okay. So we're still doing pretty good here. That needs to be completely straightened out again. That's about where I need to stop it right there. Oh no. Much better. And then that just needs to come forward a little bit. I don't know why my microphone like gradually migrates its way like right in front of my face. A really bad habit about doing that. Okay. Much better, much cleaner. I could use a little bit of cleanup down here. There, nope, that's not a triangle. looked like a triangle, and I panicked for a second, but it's fine. We are all good. Deselect those. Ooh, I hate doing that. That's better. Except now I've got that weird. So we'll just pull these down a little bit here. Just to re-smooth that. Make sure that's not trashing anything. There's still a little divot right there for some reason. Same thing here. Pull that down. Okay. Much cleaner line there. Like the hole for the button I shared. Thanks. Writing is probably my strongest talent. Following 3D art, I basically do 3D art to give visuals to my writing. No, that's really cool. That's awesome. I think we need more writers in this world. We don't have enough of them, and everyone's trying to replace them with AI, which is garbage if you ask me. Which is why I'd love to be the narrative designer and director for a game someday. Tired of being a career dishwasher. I get that. I'm very tired of working in IT. I've been working in IT for almost 14 years now, and it's starting to wear on me. For the button. So I guess I'm confused on what you're asking. Are you asking to do an edge loop through the side of it or interior? Because if you do it through the side of it, you're going to screw up your topology and you're going to get like a funky looking circle. So you're going to have to, basically the way I handle that, so if I have to add any edge loops going through a circle, I will actually delete whatever the interior faces of that circle are. And then I will add my edge loop, and then I will recircularize the hole and then extrude it and fill it again. It's been the easiest way that I found to fix that. Okay. So I'm also seeing the way this kind of connects to this body, and this is not going to be the same way that this works. Let's see. I always hate this part. Because you have to decide how you want to reshape this, and so far I don't like it. Okay, so that cuts through like it should for the most part. There's this edge loop down here, which I'm starting to wonder, is it useful or useless? It's useless. Delete edge vertex. There's always something I added that was useless. Really stuck while modeling models in Maya. What are you stuck on? How do you start modeling in Maya the correct way? If you have some examples, join my Discord and post them, and I can see what I can help you with. My Discord's available in my bio. I've kind of had to limit the way I respond on Instagram just because I'm getting a lot more spam messages on Instagram than I'd like anymore. So I got to be kind of careful with those. Oh, that made that much worse. Why? Why you like that? Shouldn't be. Is it an end gun? Oh, yeah, it is. 1, 2, 3, 4. Technically, it's not. No, it's just a really jacked up polygon. Okay. I can see why that. All right. What does this do if I do this? Ah. Okay, so that kind of fixes that, but it also creates more lines than I wanted. But I can work with that. Interesting. Let's see, which is why. Alright, I saw you did that before, but the more support loops I add on the edge, the circle keeps increasing. I mean, yeah, that's going to happen as you add more. The other option is to add them and then terminate them before they reach that circle. It's kind of your other choice there. What the hell? Whoa. Okay. That's cool. Don't really know how that happened, but all right. Beautiful. Is that the back of the front? Oh, that is the back. Okay. Okay. God. Okay. Mesh tools, censored edge loop. Vertex. Gonna weld to you. Bridge that. Just try to fix this real quick. And that's somehow, oh wow, look at that. So you're fun. And not important. Delete edge vertex. Okay, so that's not necessary. If I go to re-add that though, I can now actually do that properly. Right? Wrong. Ooh. So why is that that way? Where are you stopping that you shouldn't be stopping? So it's going all the way down and then it's stopping right there. Okay. Oh, I see. I see exactly what's happening. Okay. Face. There's too much going on here. Let's see. All right, mesh tools, insert edge loop. Now, yep, that's what I wanted. Okay. All right, so now we should have a loop that goes all the way through up to this point. Perfect. Mesh tools, multi-cut. Right there and right there. Boom. Perfect. That's much better. Much cleaner. watching you do all this cleanup, and this is why I think why we can't have nice things. This is always my least favorite part. Like, I hate UVing, but like this part sucks more. It's like going through. Wow, my eyes all jacked up now. How do I practice topologies? You just do them. There's really no easy way to practice them aside from like just finding complex things to model and then finding solutions for how you're going to model those without having a horrible topology. That's kind of how I do it. I just pick things I like to model, like, you know, robots, lightsabers, tanks, anything you can think of that you enjoy modeling, just go for it. And then when you run into issues, just try to figure out how to solve them. It's kind of the best way to learn and grow with topology. Okay, modify. Let's see, mirror plus. All right. That looks a lot cleaner. Still got this like lump going on here that I'm not a huge fan of, but I don't really know how else to really clean that aside from grabbing these and maybe seeing if this lets me do this. Is it worth it to me to actually do that? Probably not. We'll see. I'll leave it for now. Yeah, I'll leave it for now. Okay. What are we doing time-wise? We are about at time. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do my final cleanups here. File, let's see, edit, delete by type, history, modify, freeze transformations, modify center pivots. The only reason I do this now is, again, Maya 2025 has been goofy and I don't want to mess around with it. Where's my... I just noticed my grid's gone. That's weird. Save scene. And then just for shits and giggles, I'm going to export it too. Projects. Where am I? BD-1. We are going to do an OBJ. 1 underscore 522 24. I like to have a backup now. Okay, perfect. How do I practice myself? The same way. Just find complex things to model and start modeling, and then finding... You're going to run into issues with topology eventually. As you add features into your models, just pick things that have... how do I want to put this? Pick things that have like a goofy shape to them, right? So like, for instance, if you were to do like this hard drive case, you've got a lot of like inset details, you've got circular details, you've got these outside rubber materials. Doing something like this will help you kind of keep to a basic like rectangular shape, but you can kind of practice your edge flow that way. So you can pick some simple but also like detailed objects and then really start focusing on making sure your edges are flowing properly, and just avoid the common things, like avoid triangles if you can. If you can't, like, you can have a couple of them. Definitely avoid n-gons if you can, because those are the ones that they tend to get really picky about. But like, just practice. Like, it's practice, practice, practice. Yeah, that's the best advice I can come up with on that one. Unfortunately, I wish there was like an all-knowing answer for how to fix topology, but it's really a case-by-case basis and a model-by-model basis. I am super happy with how this guy's turning out. I think I do need to do a little bit of an adjustment on the neck area, but otherwise, pretty happy with it. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to switch out. Close this thing. Don't save. Didn't really change anything there. All right, Instagram. Thank you guys so much for all the questions. Again, if you haven't joined the Discord, we can have more structured conversations there. I am kind of not answering very many Instagram messages anymore just because it gets really hard to manage within the app. But Discord, if you guys want advice, if you guys want help on things, that is where you want to be. That, and you can share your art there. We can hang out, share pictures of your animals too, whatever you want to do. But Instagram, thank you guys so much for hanging out tonight. This is where I leave you. I will see you all live again soon. I don't know if it'll be tomorrow. It might be, potentially. I have no idea what the plan for tomorrow is. I'm kind of just winging it until I get back into the swing of things. And yeah, I will see you guys all soon. Bye. And YouTube, it's the same for you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you so much for liking the stream. Thank you so much for being here. I'll be live again on Twitch tomorrow. At least Twitch, if not all platforms. You guys will see me. So I will see you guys then. Thank you so much, YouTube. And then Twitch, we're gonna raid out. Let's see. We'll find somebody to raid real quick here. Yeah, end that.